convince me to vote for you as the number one jungler? What arguments do you have?
Do I even have to convince you? I mean, it's pretty obvious already. I don't even have to say anything. It's just, yeah.
Results are there, deathless games everywhere. It's pretty damn good. KDA is insane.
I mean, if you want more interviews, then yeah, I'm not saying much.
Hello everyone, this is Darius from the Shotcaller, joined here by Broxah. For again, the very first time I say this now, every time we talk. It's always the very first time in my heart. Congrats on the win. You went deathless again. So how do you just keep on not dying?
I guess I'm just too good at playing Sejuani. Yeah, my Sejuani is too clean.
It really is, but is it better than amazing Sejuani?
Yes. I would say so. I don't think I have to think twice about that one.
Okay.
To be fair, amazing is pretty good on Sejuani, but amazing Sejuani and Broxah Sejuani.
Yeah, your analyst Case put out a tweet saying, jungle intelligence or like jungle pathing, you're at first, then Max Lore, then I think Memento, or was it Memento, then Max Lore, and then he was like amazing at fifth, but if it's amazing on Sejuani, he's like second.
Well, that might be true, like, I don't know.
So what's like is it your iconic champion right now? I mean, you can't really play Lee Sin or champions like that, so is Sejuani the icon?
Well, obviously, Sejuani is not the most exciting champion to play. And I did play it once last week, but I also had one Elise game, so that kind of made up for it. That helps my coaching staff convince me to play some more Sejuani now. But yeah, like I don't mind playing Sejuani. She's pretty good.
Back on tank duty.
Yeah, it's like last year all over again. I remember before Worlds, I was so excited to go to Worlds, and then I realized that I had to play tanks every game the whole tournament. Imagine if I went up against MLXG and Cos and whoever we played from like Korea and China, and we would play some Lee Sin. That would be really hype. Levi as well, but I played a lot of Rekkles and Sejuani, so that's that. Yeah.
Might be the same for this year as well.
Yeah, well, I'm mentally prepared now, and they just buffed a Mumu along with some other tanks, so maybe I'm gonna be one trigger Mumu. Who knows?
Oh god, I would be excited to see a Mumu. I think maybe there's a point, because like if Kennen can work on a competitive level, maybe there's a point with a Mumu as well. Yeah?
Well, I wouldn't be surprised. I would love playing some AP and Mumu flashing into 5 people and getting pentakill. Yeah, just exploding. At least we can make some plays on the champion, right?
Oh god, I can already see you going for all the montage plays and then cutting it together and like dubstep.
Yeah, it will be Broxah Lee Sin over again. the montage plays are returning.
So excited about that one. So let's talk about the return of the Martin, the Rekkles. It's the second game now for this split. No, actually it's his fourth for this split, but like it's his second after his return, kind of thing. He didn't look too happy after the game. Not gonna lie, he didn't look very happy about that. So like, what's the team morale like right now? How did you reintegrate him well?
Well, if we think of this game specifically, I don't think anyone was necessarily happy after the game. I think we felt a bit of a relief and some sort of satisfaction winning the game, but this game was really, really sloppy, and it was really, really undisciplined, and we should have closed the game so much earlier than we did. Like, I'm actually surprised that at one point in the game I was kind of scared of losing.
Yeah. When
so
they
yeah.
swiped you, like when four of you guys were dead essentially, because Caps died randomly and then they could just collapse on you.
Yeah, well, the game was, let's just say it was a bad game, but we still won, and that's what matters, right?
At the end of the day, that's what makes a good team. Winning games where you even play badly.
Yeah, well, to be fair, when you get such a big lead, a good team should probably close it out a bit earlier, but we can talk about that another time. But yeah, when it comes to bringing back Rekkles, I think it has gone fine. Like, we've been playing with him a lot this split, even though he hasn't played much on stage, so it's not that big of a difference for us as a team. And I think he just brings a bit more control into the team, because before, when we were playing Galio bot, Swain bot, and all this kind of stuff, there was a lot of fighting and action around bot lane. And obviously there's still something we can play, right? It's not like we only play with Rekkles now, we actually play with both of them. But when we play with Rekkles, it's a bit of a slower game and a bit more controlled, and we have an 80 carry as well, which means we have pretty good scaling. So I think being able to actually play with both Weebo and Rekkles is really, really beneficial for us. And yeah, we just agreed on bringing him back as a team because it's about time now, and AD carries has gotten much stronger as well. And then when we go into best of fives, it's going to be pretty scary for the enemy team because they really don't know what's coming anymore.
And I believe now it's a rule that you can have 2 subs, which I guess doesn't really apply to you guys anyway, but like you can't just rotate in between games, you know? So it's like 4D chess.
Yeah, and it's like not only do we have 2 AD carries, but we have 2 top laners as well. Like Buivo is like a multi-role talent right now. He just plays both top and AD carry at a really high level. So yeah, like we're in a really good spot coming into best of fives. First of all, it would be nice to win our game tomorrow, so we secure first though and get straight to the semifinal. But
I believe you are already locked in for semifinals because you can't drop below second now, I believe. So
well, that's kind of what I like to hear. That would be great.
So Madrid for sure. Any plans for Madrid?
Well, hopefully we can win some games and avoid the third place match. We've had enough of those. I would like to play a final in Madrid. That would be great.
I mean, you played the final in Denmark,
We
which
did
was
play
probably peak for you.
We did play the final in Denmark, and that was really, really amazing. But before that, we did have 2 third place matches after looking pretty good in regular splits. So I'm still not 100% convinced and satisfied before we actually play the final. I mean, probably not even satisfied before we have the trophy, you know, like being in the final and losing is not fun either. So we just gotta go all the way and hopefully win.
Young Buck just watches and goes, yeah, that's my boy. The hunger is still there. Yeah, that's what I want to see. Even with third place, he's not happy. That's what every owner, I think, wants to see to an extent. I mean, there are a lot of players that would be happy to just be third.
Well, yeah, I think a lot of players that play in the league right now have been around for like many years and haven't even been in, well, most of them have been in playoffs, obviously, but not played a third place match and not played a final. And even though you play for a long time, not everyone are lucky enough to be on a team that actually goes all the way and gets to play in these big arenas, right? So I consider myself pretty lucky, even getting to a third place match and then, you know, going even higher and higher constantly. Like my career has just gone woo. So I've been pretty lucky in that sense, and well, hopefully it stays that way, and hopefully we can outdo ourselves at the end of this year. But yeah, it's pretty nice.
MVP voting is officially open right now. I'm allowed to vote. So now you need to convince me to vote for you as the number 1 jungler. What arguments do you have?
Do I even have to convince you? I mean, it's pretty obvious already. I don't even have to say anything. It's just, yeah.
Results are there. Deathless games everywhere. It's pretty damn good. KDA is insane.
I mean, if you want more interviews, then yeah, I'm not saying much.
I will say this. Last split, I voted for Xerxes for number 1, and you were number 2, and then I think it was Jankos. I think right now you're a bit ahead of Xerxes, and we'll see. We'll see where I'll put you.
We'll see how it goes. You know, keep a look at the list and see who gets interviews this year and who doesn't.
So that's like. Do you feel that there's any chance you can actually get an MVP trophy as a jungler? Because I feel like mid laners, bot laners, those are pretty much the only ones that get MVP. Sometimes a top laner like Chachi, but you know, junglers and supports are just.
I think it really depends on the meta. I remember when Trick joined G2, he actually got MVP twice, but that was a very different meta, and that was where Nidalee, Graves, Elise, and all these really hyped junglers were actually the strongest junglers in the game, right? And right now, like, you know, even though I had 2 really good Sejuani games, Caps is for sure gonna get all the hype around him, and that's the guy everyone sees, because that's just how it works, right? Like, Sejuani is not that exciting. And I think, well, right now there's a pretty high chance Caps gets the MVP. Obviously, nothing is certain, but generally, like, for sure no jungler is gonna get it. There's just no way. Like, it's gonna go to a mid laner or an AD carry, I think.
What about support? So I feel like Hillisang has a shot, because, you know, the pie carry and that kind of stuff.
I think it's kind of hard because Caps has just played really, really good this split. Like, Caps has just played so great, and I think even if people don't look at Caps and they want to go other directions, they probably look at Schalke, because Schalke has looked really good too, and they probably look at either Nuke Dog or Upset. But
or Chachi.
Could look at Sachi as well, but it's just the thing, right? Like, he has mainly played tanks as well, and people just look at the carries. Like, that's just how the game works. Obviously, I would love to see a support or a jungler or a top laner get the MVP, but I just don't think the meta suits it right now.
To be fair, so for starters, Chachi plays Poppy like it's a carry, so I think that's super impressive. But I believe when he got it in spring 2017, he was predominantly playing tanks, I think, and then he was just like outperforming everyone on like Nah and that kind of stuff. So
I think it was different back then though, because back then there was a lot of Irelia and Jarvan and Na, and there was some carriers as well. It wasn't only tanks. He might have been a tank player, but I remember his Na the most from Spring, which obviously is a tank.
2017, not 2018.
Yeah, I know 2017
Was
Spring.
Aurelia around, or was that a?
I might be wrong.
Okay.
Like, I might be wrong, but either way, Na,
Lots of
Jarvan,
Na.
all this kind of stuff, right? And I think of him as being a Na player back then, and Na is kind of a carry champ. Yeah, like either way, you get the point. Like from the outside, if a team plays good, it's most often, not always, but most often the mid or the AD carry that shines, because most teams have one guy where they just funnel everything into him. And for us, it's Caps for pretty obvious reasons. Like he's a pretty good player, I have to admit that. So we're just getting Caps some farm, getting Caps some kills, and then he will win us the game.
Fnatic wins Worlds. What champion is gonna get your skin? What jungle champion is it gonna be? Lee Sin?
I like that you say Fnatic wins Worlds, not if Fnatic wins Worlds.
No.
That's great. I'm not sure actually. I thought a lot about that question. Also, when I stream, I've been asked that question a million times, and I think if I could choose from any champion, I might go Elise or Lee Sin. But I think it will also depend, because, for example, if I have a billion games on one champion and Worlds, and I look back at Worlds and see myself playing this champion, or think of myself, being a Olaf player or whatever it may be at Worlds, then I would probably go for that. I was actually considering Sejuani, but I really cannot pick a Sejuani skin. That would be too boring.
Oh man, I like Sejuani. I think she's a fun champion.
Maybe it's gonna be a Broxah Amumu skin. Who knows? Maybe Maokai, Ramos. There's a lot of good options.
Ramos' football skin is amazing though, so nobody would buy that Fnatic Ramos skin. I'm sorry.
Saying nobody would buy my skin. What does mean?
No, like I mean, have you seen the football skin? It's so cool.
I know what you mean, but I hope that I can play some Elise and Lee Sin, maybe some Nidalee, some Kha'Zix at Worlds, and in that case I would play one of those. But if I have 0 games on all of those champs, then it feels a bit awkward to pick them, right? It would have to be a champion that I've played at least once.
I think that's also the rule, because Faker always wants Ari, but then he never gets it because he hasn't played it and stuff. I think that's like part of it. So yeah, maybe you're just a bit unlucky there. Hili-sang, I remember I asked him the same question. He was like, Pyke, 100% Pyke. Man, that guy, insane on Pyke. But yeah, Fnatic looks good, I would say, even though that game was a bit shaky. But it was against Rockhard. Rockhard always do well against first place teams, so they get the buff. Yeah. Who do you really not want to face in playoffs right now?
I'm actually not even sure, honestly, because I think Schalke has looked really good, but I think stylistically we match up pretty okay against Schalke. I think we play the same way, which could be scary as well. Like, it could be a little scary, but I think we're a bit better than them, so we should be okay. And yeah, outside of that, it's so hard to say. I think both Misfits and Schalke play similar to us, actually. And then there's teams like Vitality. Like, Vitality is really, really hard to say. Like, I really can't figure out if I want to play them or not, because you really don't know what's coming. Splice does look the weakest, so that would probably be the juiciest team to play.
But then again, that game against Splice from you guys was...
Well, that's the thing, right? Like, I just feel like everyone can beat everyone right now. I do think we're the strongest team, but at the same time, no matter who we go up against, it's not like I'm going to have the feeling that we're just going to stomp them 3-0, right? I think any team has a chance against anyone, and if we have a bad day, then I think we can lose the best of 5 to any of these teams. So it's just really important that we actually fix the issues we have right now and start playing a bit more controlled and not be as sloppy and play so undisciplined. And then I think we're going to be fine. But I really don't know who I want to play. Like, maybe I want to play Splice or Misfits, but I'm really not sure.
Either way, I think everyone is really excited. Everyone was really happy about watching Life of Legends and seeing you guys, well, not happy about seeing you guys lose maybe to Vitality fans, as at least the Fnatic fans. But then you putting up, the whiteboard and you're like, I really don't want to go 0-2 and stuff like that. I think you got some mad props for that, man.
I actually really liked how the episode was done because it was kind of it was kind of funny when we watched it. I think it was Dylan who mentioned that. I kind of reminded him of one of those evil scientists that just go into their lab and they do some work, and then the next day they appear and they have some crazy weird plan or whatever it may be. Like, it was really funny. But yeah, I think it was really cool seeing that episode, also because that win against G2 actually meant so much for me. Like, I wasn't acting in that clip. Like, I was really down after we lost to Vitality because, like, I think throughout my career I have gotten blamed for losses so rarely because, I'm not always the one carrying, but I generally play pretty consistently. And yeah, that game, everything just went wrong for us as a team and for me individually right from the beginning. So I got a lot of blame for that, which is understandable. So when we got back, I just really, really couldn't accept losing against G2 as well. So I sat down for an hour or two and I watched some G2 games, and then we made it work the next day.
Very impressively, for sure. Anything you want to say to the Fnatic fans, and create a hashtag, of course.
Oh, not this hashtag. Hey! Oh, okay. I got the hashtag. Okay. I got the hashtag first. Hashtag Broxah better than Caps. I still remember the last time. And then, yeah, just thanks for the support. Thanks for believing in us. I hope you're not too disappointed that we play kind of sloppy. We're going to try our best to come back for playoffs and get some stage elo, win some games. Well, yeah, thanks for sticking with us.
Very excited to see those games. This was Broxah and Darius from the Shotcaller. Hashtag Broxah greater than Caps. Thank you everyone for watching. See you guys next time. Bye-bye. Hey everyone, this is Darius from the Shotcaller, and I hope you just enjoyed that video. This is a generic end card, of course, so make sure to click here for a different interview, or here for a different interview, or about here to subscribe to the Shotcaller. We very much appreciate your support, and see you guys next time. Bye-bye.